Cycads are ancient plants that survive in small isolated populations in a few parts of the world. They're highly sought after by collectors in South Africa and internationally. Many cycad populations in the wild have been greatly diminished or no longer exist because of collection and trading. To identify cycads, you need to be able to see the leaves, but illegal traders often chop off the leaves, and identification from the stems is nearly impossible, which means that the actual species of cycad cannot be determined. This makes law enforcement challenging because prosecution requires that an accurate species name is available. The DNA Barcoding of Wildlife project intends to support law enforcement and ultimately protection of cycads and other threatened and endangered species by providing DNA barcodes of these species and their lookalikes. These reference barcodes can then be used to identify unidentifiable material in investigations. The Africa Centre for DNA Barcoding at the University of Johannesburg is leading the plant work for the project. Its team is sampling over 500 species of plants in the wild and in national botanical gardens across the country. As with all sampling for the project, every step in the process is photographed so that there is a clear record of the chain of custody of the samples used. Part of the sample undergoes genetic analysis at the University of Johannesburg, and another part is stored in the forensics lab of the South African Police Services. For every plant that is sampled for the project, a voucher specimen is stored in the South African National Biodiversity Herbarium in Pretoria. This is to make sure that it is possible to verify the identity of the plant species that the DNA barcode came from, if this is ever needed. The National Herbarium is South Africa's largest collection of reference plant material. Many of the vouchers here are type specimens. This means that they are the specimens which were used to originally describe and name the species. Every species has a type specimen. The collections are locked and secured and managed to ensure that they do not get infested by insect pests or deteriorate over time. The reference database of DNA sequences produced by the DNA Barcoding of Wildlife project adds to the arsenal of South Africa's conservation and law enforcement authorities.